Hey guys, MagicScrumpy here, and today I am joined by Dusk41.
Hey.
And today we are going to be talking about the new YouTube video monetization guidelines. And what these are videos that, or guidelines that are very new on YouTube. They've warned us about it a few times that they're going to be instilled around this time, so they did hold true to their promise more or less. Essentially, it's just content that's like not appropriate for advertisers, so advertisers will not want to put them on your videos or will not be able to put ads on your videos, and thus you cannot monetize your videos, thus you cannot make money. And this could, in theory, be a good thing, but the guidelines that they made for these for this is just absolutely awful. So today Dusk41 and I are going to be talking about the guidelines. So I'm going to be putting it up on the screen right about now just for a brief moment, and we're going to be looking at sexually suggestive content, including partial nudity and sexual humor. Dusk41, would you like to share any initial thoughts on this particular rule?
Yeah, I mean, no, you know me, and you know that, for me it's like, I've always seen sex as something that's very overhyped and over-exaggerated, and at the same time over-censored for that topic, and overall it would make sense. A lot of parents don't want their kids to see sex, whether I agree with that or not. But here it seems just a bit different, YouTube, which is supposed to be a platform, and at least with what we've seen for the longest time, think about a bunch of old dead channels. Like, even Fred made sex jokes,
Yeah, a lot of suggestive, raunchy humor in Fred's videos, I remember.
Yeah, and it's been in YouTube for so long that it's almost the culture of it, in some senses.
Yeah.
And I could see them trying to reverse that, but at the same time, then they're trying to reverse a free environment,
And that's really the core of what this comes down to. I'll be talking about that later, but for now we're going to go over the individual guidelines. It's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Okay. So the next one is...
Wait, before we move on, I have to mention something.
Okay, go ahead.
Partial nudity?
Oh. Yeah, if you are a fan of Leafy is Here, which personally I'm a fan of Leafy is Here, he made a video on this topic earlier today, or at least it was uploaded earlier today, and I agree with him completely that partial nudity is such a vague, case-by-case kind of term that it can't really be used in a guideline, because partial nudity could refer to anything from
Mr. Bean's ass to
the
exactly. Seriously, there's videos of Mr. Bean naked.
Yeah.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
And it could go anywhere from him, then to something like someone pole dancing.
Yeah, or like even like a guy in a swimsuit could be considered partial nudity.
Yeah, exactly. Or here's another thing that, where we live in America, and isn't it in most of the rest of the developed countries too?
It's in all of the developed world. That I think I know where you're going with this.
Topless?
Yep.
A woman can be topless, isn't that something?
She cannot have a shirt on, but she has to have a bra.
Well, isn't it in America there's something about... I don't know, I'll have to look into that more, but...
Yeah, I've never bothered to look into that, I suppose, but
yeah,
I hope that's a law. That'd be dandy. Just kidding. Okay, yeah. So moving on to the next guideline. This one is a little bit more reasonable than the partial nudity one, but it's still unnecessary. It's violence, including display of serious injury and events related to violent extremism. So Basically, the problem with this one that I find is it's not really vague, but it covers pretty much such a wide range of things, because they say display of serious injury. That could be somebody falling off of a balancing pole and breaking their leg. And violent extremism, that could be a chainsaw beheading by the Colombian drug cartel. It's too, the umbrella is too large to just put everything into that category. You have to have more specific rules. And
well, and here's the thing with violence too. Does that mean like no one can play Call of Duty?
Yeah, because it doesn't say real life violence. It doesn't say that not video game violence. You know, that means you can't upload Call of Duty videos or even Team Fortress 2 videos anymore because they're violent. You know, they have blood. Yeah, so I think that one is
even, like,
really bad.
And what exactly is a serious injury?
Right.
Do they mean a graphic injury, or do they mean a serious injury?
Yeah.
Like, being bitten by a corn snake, that's not a serious injury, usually.
Yeah,
you know, if you're in the middle of nowhere and you're bitten by a snake, you want to take some help, or else you're going to bleed out.
Right.
But if you're just at your home and you get bitten by your snake and record it for YouTube, that's graphic.
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of blood. To take it from someone who's been bitten by Brazilian rainbow boa like 6 different times. I mean, yeah, it's just too. It's that one's not really vague as much as it is just general. Like, I mean, those two can be synonyms, but it just covers too many things. The range there is too wide. Where partial nudity doesn't really have a range, but it has more of a kind of a
confusion.
Yeah, it's a very gray area, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up we have, and this is just probably, in my opinion, the worst one, or the second worst one. The worst one is the last one, but inappropriate language, including harassment, profanity, and vulgar language. And this one, when I first saw it, left me absolutely speechless, because this is a website that for 11 years now has allowed fuck, shit, other swear words on the website, and it hasn't. No one. I can't even remember as a little kid when I would hear things like that from, you know, my parents or an adult I knew in real life or a kid I knew in real life. I'd be like, oh, you know, that's weird, you know, because I was really young. But when I heard things like this on YouTube, even as a kid, I didn't think anything of it. I didn't care. It's just a word like any other word, and that's just another thing that's just absolutely ridiculous, you know?
It's like with Carlin, when was it FCC that had that thing going on with Carlin where you're saying, oh, you can't say these words.
I'm not sure, but
okay, well, I remember that there were a whole list of words, like you weren't able to say the word dick, fuck. Fuck was terrible. If you said that in public, you could have gotten arrested before, you know?
Yeah.
But it's not to that extreme, but
it's the same idea.
Someone whose job is on YouTube, like, I'm not gonna say PewDiePie's gonna get damaged, but he still has millions of dollars. He's gonna do fine.
Right, but that does fall under the category of his videos.
The whole network, the whole network of PewDiePie clones who don't have like millions of fans to stand up for them.
That's its own genre right there.
They're gonna be fucked over because now since they have violent content. Well, we don't know. They haven't clarified anything. And now since they have, you know, sorry.
That's okay.
Now since they have stuff like if they're saying fuck or if they're saying damn, then just because they don't have that big network of people supporting them, let's say you've got 100,000 subscribers and you're making your money off of YouTube, and you decide, you know what, I really enjoy this platform, that's what I want to push for. Now, since you said fuck in a couple of your videos, or maybe all of them, you get no money off of them. You know?
Yeah.
And that's
absolutely
gonna be harmful, because you quit your job because you thought you could do YouTube, and then your employer basically just said you don't get paid.
Yeah.
And aren't they still getting paid for this too? Aren't they still getting paid for all the videos out there?
Well, my understanding is the way that it works. If you try to approve your video for monetization now, they review it, and if it violates any of the guidelines, they don't allow monetization on it.
But does that mean that YouTube doesn't get any money from the video, or does that mean that...
That's correct. YouTube does not earn any money from it.
That was a gray area for me. I was confused on that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So that just absolutely ridiculous. Most YouTubers, I would say a majority, that fall under that category, including some of the most massive YouTube channels on the website. So crazy. Next we have promotion of drugs and regulated substances, including selling, use, and abuse of such items. And that is probably the most straightforward of all the guidelines, which is why I like it. I don't like it. I don't like it, but it makes sense. It's not vague. It's not so general, you know? Like, it's not...
And I'm fine with that one, you know? Like,
yeah.
You know, like, seeing people drunk maybe doesn't have a place on YouTube. I think that it does now. But maybe if you restrict the video but still let them monetize, I could be fine with that. But
but then
I think that people making money off of their drug issues is an issue.
Well, yeah, I agree.
But I mean,
I still think it's stupid. I think it's stupid overall.
Overall, again, it is censorship, and that in its nature is something very wrong.
Because in the U.S., a lot of drugs are illegal, and this goes for a lot of the developed world. But you have to remember that because it's an internationally based website, there may be countries where use of drugs is not only legal but widely accepted and enjoyed throughout the entire country. So I think I think it's wrong, but at least it's straightforward, and it states a very clear motive. Now here's...
And it's not like promotion of illegal drugs.
No, that's
so
that's the problem. That's one thing I see as another problem, but I think at the same time it's a strength, because it doesn't... It's nothing or everything. So yeah, because illegal drugs is all around the world. It's different. So okay. So here's the last one, and the one that pushed me over the edge and caused me to just rethink everything. And this is controversial or sensitive subjects and events, including subjects related to war, political conflicts, natural disasters, and tragedies, even if graphic imagery is not shown. I know. And
think about that. Think about it. What was that band? My Chemical Romance, when they did "Sing It for Japan."
Yeah.
Sorry, that's sensitive. Natural disaster.
Yep.
Tragedy.
Even if it's displaying it in a respectful light, it's still including the subject of it, so it's not allowed. Even if there's people that have gotten videos that have been suicide help videos that have gotten taken, that have been demonetized already, and this is within 2 days of it being in place.
Well, and think about it. This one in particular is bigger than just YouTube itself. This one, you know, the CEO of YouTube claims they're a liberal. I can't believe that now, because look what they just not just because of the nature of what they've done, but also because the fact that they say. The fact of this one, think about TYT, think about all the
alternative media.
Even Alex Jones, I dislike him, but what's gonna happen, because they talk about political conflicts?
They're not going to get a voice, because it
and think about
relates to political conflict.
Yeah, think about back at Ferguson. How did they get the videos of the cops out there? YouTube. Now what are they gonna use? Like the Daily Mail?
Yeah, and here's what it comes down to, okay? I'm going to take you back for a little bit of a contemporary history lesson on YouTube, and I'm sure a lot of you will know what I'm talking about as soon as I drop the name, Evil Lion. And you might be surprised by this, because you might be thinking, well, this is Murkrow Plays, who is an open Democrat, extremely liberal, that is defending a white supremacist. Yes and no, because every mind-wrenching minute of what she put on the internet was god-awful. It was some of the worst content I've ever seen. It was unspeakably hateful and terrible, but that doesn't mean it should be taken off YouTube. That is, when it comes down to it, that is censorship where there doesn't need to be censorship. She was getting what she deserved. She was having criticism. I think that eventually natural consequence would have taken effect, and she would have removed the channel because of all of the backlash she was getting for the content she was uploading. But YouTube, because it was against their belief systems and they thought it would scare away kids, took down her channel. And at this point, when her channel was taken down, I questioned whether I wanted to remain on YouTube, because that to me was a message saying YouTube can silence whoever they want if they don't meet their needs.
Exactly.
Which is ridiculous. So now we have something like this. That was actually the YouTube community guidelines, which was why she was banned. But this is essentially saying a lot of people make money off of YouTube, and if they don't make money off of YouTube, they're not going to make videos. And a lot of people might think that's wrong, but that's the hard truth, because you're not just going to do it if there's no incentive. I'm sure a lot of people love making YouTube videos and they enjoy every moment of it, but if they're not going to be making money off of it, they're not going to do it. If you really liked performing surgery on people, but then suddenly they said, we're not going to pay you for being a surgeon anymore, would you still work at that job? No, you would not.
And even the people who enjoy it, or imagine like if you're retired and you're working, you may not be getting paid, but then at the same time you can't work all that you can. It's like being retired without any compensation for your money, for your retirement funds. It's like having all that just gone.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you're just stuck.
Yeah.
With losing money, and you can't put your heart into the videos. You can't, because you have to be working to try to, you have to be working to try to keep yourself alive. And how are you supposed to focus on your videos? How is anyone supposed to create as many videos as there were before? If just from swearing, now they lost their money.
Yeah.
Now they lost their job because they swore?
So, yeah, essentially, YouTube has created a safe space for children. They've laid down a layer of soundproofing fiberglass. So now people can't post their opinions if they're considered controversial, which I won't even begin to state how many things that can cover. That can cover essentially anything the human mind could comprehend. And it's created a safe space for children and for overly sensitive fools. So now we're not allowed to speak our minds on YouTube. We have officially lost the power as content creators to speak our minds without the threat of having with the threat of having our demonetization hanging over our heads. Everything we do, we have to always be following these guidelines, or else they're going to be swiping that $5 bill from underneath the boardwalk, and we're going to be losing our money. I mean, I'm not a large YouTuber by any means, but if I were 100 or 200,000 subscribers, I'd be making $40,000, probably $50,000 a year off of YouTube if I uploaded regularly enough, and that would be all gone if I didn't meet these vague, incomprehensible set of idiotic garbage that YouTube has set into motion. So in short, I am going to be and this does pain me to say it, but I am going to be not removing my videos, but I'm not going to continue to use YouTube as a creative medium until these guidelines are removed and there is a very sorrowful apology from YouTube and some sort of compensation for the amazing content creators like Boogie2988, who's just such an amazing person and a great guy, and now he's without a job. Leafy is here, who I can't necessarily say he's a great guy, but he's a comedian. He's a funny person, and now he's without a job. Pyrocynical, another really great creator on YouTube, that is now without a job because their content does not fit into these train tracks of all the things listed in the video. So we're now essentially on a monitored safe space, and I refuse to be a part of a system that has such guidelines in place. So yeah, is there anything you would like to say to conclude the video, Dusk41?
Yeah, overall, the nature of this whole censorship is all just so... it's all just so wrong. All it is controlling... all it is controlling what people say, so that you could... and a lot of times so you could control what people think. You know? Even if they're not trying to, YouTube is so big, there's so many people on it. It's an international website. It deals with the world. You know, you're not able to just pretend like it's just, oh, it's a private company, it's their private choice. Well, it's been used as a public... it's the only private company left. It's the only space like this, besides maybe some other oddball ones out there, that we can actually share our opinions on. And the fact so many people in the world, just their way of sharing and expressing their opinions is now just gone. It's now restricted. Only people with accounts that say they're over 18 can watch, or maybe some even have them completely removed, you know? And overall, it's just wrong.
Yep. So, yeah, on that note, I couldn't have said it better myself, by the way. I thank Dusk41 for being on with me today to share his opinion on the matter. And I thank all of you for being a part of this journey with me and allowing me to reach a height that I never thought I would reach. I never thought I would hit 50, let alone 172, which is what I'm at right now. So, again, I thank you all for this amazing up and down kind of roller coaster that you've allowed me to be a part of. And this is MercroPlays signing off for the last time. So I will see you guys hopefully someday when this issue is resolved. So peace out.